Alright, people, my name is Reginald Samson, and I want to welcome you to the fourth class. And this is your first topic. Well, this is not really a teaching today, but this will be one of introduction on this first video. So we're looking at basically its introduction of HTML, everything we want to know. So what do you have to know, or what knowledge you have to have before we can really get involved in this class? Well, actually nothing at all. You don't need to have any pre-knowledge of web development. You don't need any knowledge of programming. You don't need to understudy any programming language at all to get involved in this class. Okay, this is beginner web development class from scratch using your mobile phone. All you basically have to do is to get some software running your phone. Software as like a code app. I've already made a video on installing a code. So get a software like a code app in your mobile phone and watch the video to know how you can navigate through that app. So let's look at what we'll be looking at this period that we're going to be learning HTML basics. Well, we're going to be looking at, remember I said it's HTML basics for a reason, so we'll be talking about more of the basic structure of HTML. Okay, so we'll be looking at first what is HTML. What is HTML? We need to understand HTML. We need to understand how it does the text editor itself, how to put in the HTML. Okay, so we're going to look at the second thing we look at is the structure, how HTML structure works, and how the structure literally is how to write syntax, how to write code. Now we're going to be looking at the third thing, we're looking at the HTML editing software. Like I said, the software we'll be using for mobile phone is a code app. So looking at the editing software we'll be using. There are other text editor apps for mobile phone, text editors for mobile phone, so other, but the one I'm using basically is Acode. Okay, if you watch the previous video on Acode, you see some of the reasons why I choose Acode, because of the extension like just like VS Code has some of those features. All right, so we're looking at how to create a web page, how to embed text, links, lists, images, various other HTML tags, adding CSS to your web page. You know, CSS gives the page color, the styling, how to make the page more finer. And lastly, we're looking at adding JavaScript to your web page. Well, we won't really be touching JavaScript on this particular series, but another series I will talk how to add JavaScript. So but we're going to run a little JavaScript on this page. So thank you for staying tuned for the first class. If you want to get more other classes are coming up, so subscribe to this YouTube channel. We will be posting other classes. Thank you.